difference between adenomyosis and endometriosis? Well, these are two conditions that do affect the female body, and the primary issue that you suffer from is pain. Both conditions are exceedingly painful. Endometriosis is a condition where the lining of the uterus, the tissue right on the inside of the uterus, is actually found in different places of the body. It commonly can be found on your fallopian tubes, on your ovaries, things like that, but there are also cases where it can be found in other tissues. The endometrial tissue can actually migrate to other locations and then cause issues there. It can be found in or around your bladder. It can be found around your intestines, cause issues when you're going to the bathroom. I actually had a conversation with somebody very recently where she had a surgery to remove endometriosis, and her surgeon was amazing, found endometrial tissue on her psoas muscle. She's a runner. She has been working out a ton, running a lot, and just thinking she wasn't stretching enough and was doing all these therapies to try and help her hip, and none of it was really helping. It was endometriosis. Wow, right? She had the surgery, and then immediately after, she was like, my hip doesn't bother me. My hip isn't an issue. Now, causes of endometriosis, again, can be related to excess estrogens, right? And we talk about how to help your liver process estrogens through properly. That's really important. Also, your gut function plays a huge role in how your system processes out those excess hormones. Then there is genetics. Your genetics do play a role as well. So that's also something to look into. And then your immune response. There are a lot of people talking about the fact that endometriosis could be related to an autoimmune condition. Your immune system is related to how severe your endometriosis can get, how quickly it can progress, and how often and severe your flare-ups are. So definitely something to look into as well. Now, adenomyosis is very similar in that it relates to an issue that the lining of the uterus, the things on the inside, are not where they should be, but actually adenomyosis, it migrates to the actual uterus and it embeds in that uterine wall, in the muscle. Also exceedingly painful. Now, with these two conditions, they can be very difficult to accurately diagnose, right? Because it is really tough to see things just on an ultrasound. Now, the other thing about them too is that there is a large percentage of gals that have been diagnosed with adenomyosis also have endometriosis. You can have both. It's not great. It's not great. Let's be honest, it's not great, okay? Now again, causes of adenomyosis are the same as endometriosis. You're looking at that excess estrogen, you're looking at genetic, and as well as your immune response. So when we're talking about how to deal with these issues, the biggest thing that you can do is make sure that you're taking care of your health as soon as possible. If you have been suffering with pain, right? Pain with your cycle, pain with ovulation, pain when you're going to the bathroom, all of these things. The sooner you can work on it, the better. Don't wait. If you've been to appointments where they're like, oh, just suck it up, you're fine, you need to advocate for yourself. Do not sit on it. Do not continue to suffer month after month after month with this type of pain, because as time goes on and you're not getting any help with the condition, it very likely can get worse. So this is why we do Dutch testing. This is why Dutch test is such a fantastic thing to dive into. And this is one of my favorite tools to use to actually dive into exactly what your hormones are doing. We get to look at exactly what your levels are for hormone levels, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, cortisols, which also play a huge role in how your body can maintain hormones. But we also see how your body's processing these hormones. Yeah, we also see the pathways, the metabolites of them. Now, the fantastic thing about Dutch test is that we can really pinpoint exactly what your body needs. Every body is different. How long you've been suffering with this, your genetic makeup, your liver pathways, all of this stuff is unique to you. So it's really important that we're targeting it specifically and not letting anything slip by. I am Dr. Bethwestie, women's health and hormone expert, author of the books The Female Fat Solution and The Female Menopause Solution. And it is my mission to educate women more on how their physiology functions and works so that you can identify issues and take the right steps to get the right results and keep them longer. So if you've been suffering with endometriosis, adenomyosis, or you just have a lot of pain and you're wondering, I think I might have this, I'm not sure, where's a good place to start? I've tried to go in, I've been turned away, I've been told I'm crazy, I've been told it's not that bad, I've been told to suck it up, buttercup. What do I do? Dutch test is the place to start. Let's look at what your hormones need. Let's look at what your system needs before we just start throwing a bunch of stuff at you. The hardest thing about these conditions is that if you're doing something that can help, right? Oh, my friend has endometriosis. She takes these supplements or does these things and it works for her, but I tried the same thing and it really didn't help. It actually made things worse. Is that possible? Absolutely. Because what may be happening on in your system can be very different. So we want to make sure we're looking at exactly what your system needs and addressing that specifically. Here's where you can get a Dutch test. Click right here to get a Dutch test. It gets sent right to your house. You take the test and then we go over it to make sure that you are getting the most accurate, up-to-date information on your body. Me and my team work very, very hard to make sure that we are staying on the cutting edge of women's health and hormones. So let me know if you have questions. Leave a comment down below. I do check the comments and I really can't wait to see what your system is doing to make sure we are taking the right next steps for you specifically.